Building an indie business in the center of venture capital. I am Alex Edmonds. On the internet, I'm known as SupremeRumHam, and this is the Building an Indie Business podcast. Okay, so today I will be discussing the revenue research survey that I will be handing out. The reason why I want to do this survey now is because I am in the process of writing my 10th report, and that was my goal for revenue research, if you remember, just to hit 10 reports. And so I want to get some reader feedback. So I'm going to be going over the questions I'll be asking, and then some other stuff. Okay, so let's get started. The first question I will be asking is, are there any industries you want me to write about? And the reason why I want to ask this question is because it'll give me an idea of what people want to hear instead of just like me writing whatever I feel like writing about. People will give me ideas for industries I haven't even thought about writing about. And I think that would make them more likely to share the blog post if the industry was one that they recommended. And so when I did the blog post on airlines, Ross was able to help me out and give me all the information I need. And I think the same thing might happen here as well. If, let's say, someone recommends the retail industry, maybe they might be willing to be interviewed for the retail blog post, and that will help me complete my my content as well, right? So that's another reason why I want to ask them that question. Then I also want to ask, why did you subscribe to revenue research? And this is because it gives me an idea of who my subscribers are and their needs. I'm an owl. Okay, so that'll give me the ability to tailor the content more to what they want to read about, or the information they want. And so right now I have two ideal readers, and this is indie makers, people who want to make money off their projects but don't really know how. And so by reading my articles, they can figure out how to make money based on the industry that they're in. And then investors. And these are people who are interested in investing money in the industry, and they don't really know how. They want to learn more about how the industry makes money. So then they read my stuff and they get that information, right? But he says, I've been promoting it in different areas. So as we know, I had my experience on Reddit, and then I do like a marketing forum because it fits well there too. So I might have different people reading my things. So if those different people are willing to fill out the survey and tell me who they are, then I will be able to guide my content in the different direction. Like if marketers are reading my stuff, then I guess I'll have to talk about marketing a little more, even though I don't want to. Yeah. Alright, I'll figure out a way I can do it in a way that will make me enjoy it too, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so question number 3 would be, is there anything I should add to each blog post? Okay. And so the reason why I want to ask this is because maybe someone wants to hear something that I don't write about, like a section. So I do revenue expenses, revenue reducers, which are different from expenses. I see revenue reducers as something like the industry can avoid. So like for Christmas trees, it was bugs and pests killing the trees. That's avoidable, right? But an expense like the water, that's not avoidable, right? So maybe someone wants to hear about the problems in the industry. Someone wants to hear about the new technologies that are coming up in the industry, maybe related industries, or maybe they want me to talk more about numbers or industry news. I don't know. But I think this is personalizing the content, and it'll make people more willing to share the content. So if, let's say, Ross wants me to talk about how it relates to airlines, and I do that in every blog post, maybe he's more likely to share the content, right? Okay. Question number 4. Did you know there's a Discord community? The reason why I want to ask this is because I want to grow the Discord community, because I think that'll have benefits besides, no, it'll help me grow the community, and I'll have a direct line to the members of the community, right? And so, in question number 4, it's, do you know there's a Discord community? And then I added a link to the Discord community in the question so that they can just click on it and join, right? Question number 5, what type of content would you be willing to pay for? So I added this for 2 reasons. I added this because I wanted to see if people would be willing to pay for detailed reports without having to write for one, or having to write one, not write for one. And then I did a section, so the question has 2 options. It's like detailed reports and have a call with me, and I just wanted to see if maybe people want to pay for having a call with me. I don't know, it's something I'm trying to figure out, because that seems more easier than writing a detailed report, because Jesus Christ, I've started writing one and it's incredibly hard to figure out what people want in a detailed report that they have to pay for without actually knowing what that detailed report says. And so, yeah, I'm still writing it though. Okay. Question number 6. What blog post did you like the most? And I wanted to ask this because it would help me get an idea of what content to create and maybe create similar content to their favorite blog posts, right? So if people say Christmas trees, I would do more holiday themed blog posts. If people said athletes, I would do more sports related content. Yeah. Number 7, do you read any publications similar to revenue research? Okay. I want to use this question to see if people are reading other publications and what they are, and see if they have like what's the differentiator. If they're more visual, then maybe I add more visuals to my content, which I've talked about this, and I've started adding GIFs to every blog post, right? So maybe there's something else. Maybe they use charts, or maybe they use GIFs, like GIFs that give them data and not just jokes, right? So that's something. And the final question is, what is your email? And this is so if someone gives me a lot of interesting and detailed answers, then I could contact them and ask them more questions and improve my content to their liking, because if they take a lot of time to fill out the survey, then they clearly care about my writing, and so I just want to tailor the content to them, right? Okay. So I'm going to make every answer is multiple choice. Not every answer, but a lot of them are going to be multiple choice. So like for the first question, are there any industries that you want me to write about? I'm going to have 2 options, e-commerce and Super Bowl ads. And this is because those are the 2 I'm thinking about writing, right? And then All the options I mentioned in is there anything I should add, those are going to be there. Yes and no for the Discord community. The types of content what type of content would you be willing to pay for? It's going to be detailed reports and calls with me. Which blog post did you like the most? I just added every blog post to that one. Not for the other ones I didn't add. I didn't make it multiple choice because those aren't multiple choice answers. I'm doing the survey now because I hit 10 blog posts and I was unsure if I wanted to continue revenue research even at the 8th blog post, but now I have 10 and that was my goal. So I'm kind of like figuring out how I can expand revenue research and that I want to continue revenue research because even if I thought about something else, it's going to be finance related. So I could always just not always talk about revenue and talk about something else related to finance. Even though, like, I have talked about expenses, like with film production budgets. So it's not always related to revenue. And I could always just add like a little revenue section to every blog post, even if it's completely different. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing the survey now. And then it's 8 questions because I don't want to overwhelm people. Because if they get overwhelmed, they might not answer the questions, right? I added other for every question as well, every multiple choice question, just so if the reason why they didn't subscribe isn't something I listed, or if there are other industries they want me to write about, then they could add that themselves. And if they add the other options, then they clearly like the content and they're willing to help me out. So yeah. And then no question is required to be answered. They're all optional. In that way, I feel they will be more willing to fill out the survey because they like won't get stuck and then leave, which is something that I do when I'm required to fill out a question in the survey. If I don't really want to answer it, I'll just leave the survey entirely. So at least I get some data from the survey from that person. And then I feel like I have to offer an incentive to fill out the survey. I need to figure out what that incentive is so that I can offer it and maybe get more people to fill out the survey, right? And then finally, if I get enough people to fill out the survey, then I'll do an episode on the results, anything I found interesting. If I get if 1 or 2 people to fill out the survey. If I get like 5 people to fill out the survey and there's a significant amount of data that I can mine the data for stuff, then I'll talk about it on the podcast, since I have something to talk about and something interesting to talk about. I'll talk about it on the podcast. All right. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.